Sagittarius, my friends. What is up? What's good with all the Saggy gang out there? Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your tarot reading here at the Intuitive Teacup. We're going to read your tarot cards. This will be a general message, so please come into it with an open heart, an open mind, and do flex that power of discernment. Only take away what you feel is meant for you. Stories, images that resonate, motivate, and empower, inspire you. That's what I want you to walk away with today. If you're not feeling that way, if the messages that come through don't seem to resonate or fit your circumstance or scenario, release them. Let them go. Feel free to check back another week. And again, sometimes messages will make sense in the future too. So highly advise you're open to that. But this is your reading, so do with it what you like. Just know you are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. Those are the rules of the game, Sag. Let's do it. Let's tap into that beautiful Sagittarius energy. I wonder if we're going to see the Temperance card come through. That image is sticking in my mind right now. You might be dealing with another Sagittarius. A gift from God, I'm hearing. What does that mean? Or a gift from the divine. Something very pleasant. Something very, I don't know if it's unexpected. It might be something that's very well earned, but there's something pleasant in your future. That's what I'm hearing. Let's see. All right, here we go. Sagittarius. What do we got going on? What wants to be seen? The Two of Wands. What are you contemplating moving forward? Possibly global travel. Yeah, setting up a new residence or setting up something with a new house, new land, new property. It doesn't have to be. It could be moving forward with some sort of business venture, some sort of cooperation or money. I just heard money ship. I don't think that's a word, but business partner. Something with like joint finances, which is very much related to Scorpio season. We are on the tail end of that, and we are headed into Sagittarius season. So no wonder that theme of gifts is coming through. Happy early birthday, depending on when you watch this, Sagittarius. This is a beautiful new blessing. It's a new opportunity. It's a gift from the divine. It's abundance. What else do we get to know about this? Interesting. It could be some sort of collaboration with your sibling. If any of you are going into business partnership with your siblings. Some of you may find out that a sibling is pregnant. You know, brothers or sisters may be starting their own family, and something about that may actually bring a family closer together if you are at odds with someone in the family. Some of you may experience children in your life in some form or another in a more prominent way in the coming weeks. Children are going to factor into this. Or possibly a soulmate. Six of Cups typically does talk about the past. So it could be an opportunity to move forward with something that brings up emotions, feelings from your past, or I don't know, it could be some sort of creative project, something you dabbled in your youth or when you were younger. It might be coming back through in a very real, practical, tangible, solid way. And for others of you, it could be a soulmate with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, for those looking for love. Doesn't have to be. Tell me a little bit more about this. I have to be honest, guys. I mean this in like a silly way. I love the Six of Cups. It's one of my favorite cards in tarot, but this one is so creepy. Look at that little boy's face. I think it has to do with the way these cards were printed. The ink, his eye is just like this blur of darkness. He looks like he's got like a little robot eye. I don't know what that is. And hopefully I didn't offend anyone out there. Not that I'm, trying to judge based on appearance, but there's something that's like, it's too sweet. I don't know if this is my Scorpio moon coming through and feeling it out, but it's like Damien from The Omen or The Bad Seed. It's like there's an evil sinisterness behind this card. It just looks too good to be true. Let's see. Why am I telling Sagittarius this? Like, I'm saying it with a sense of humor, so I don't actually think that's what's coming through for you, but what is this about? Okay, here's what I think this is. If this does have to do with relationships and feelings, this could be someone from your past or a friendship that has been very surface level and la-di-da and everything is good and possibly someone you put in the friend zone, Sagittarius. I think what I'm getting at is that metaphor of like there's something looming underneath, right? We have to peel back the layers in Scorpio season to see it. I actually think this might be a person who has great amounts of feelings for you and wants to move forward with something more, something bigger or something more rooted, not just kind of this flighty come and go, and maybe it's friends with benefits. I actually think this is someone who has a great well of emotion for you and may actually want to build with you into the future. And so some of you have already become aware of this. With the Two of Wands, it's like you're deciding where your passion lies. I could even see this as some sort of decision where you may be sort of grappling with the idea of, okay, well, if I move forward with this long-term partnership, be it business or romantic or sexual, whatever, What else would I be sacrificing by staying, by digging roots in the earth, by grounding myself here? You are the mutable fire sign, so the spreading of fire, the bringing of passion, right, of knowledge, of higher mind type stuff. Some of you may be questioning if you're ready for this commitment. What kind of solid foundation are we standing on? Well, I shouldn't, let me not presume. What kind of foundation do we have going on underneath the surface, specifically for this person, who I think is Sagittarius, but feel free to reverse the roles, guys. This red cloak seems very fiery. Yeah, you're at a crossroads. You're at a decision. Do I move forward with something? And this isn't negative or positive, but just there's simply this internal process of what would I be sacrificing versus what would I be gaining by moving forward with either option. Can you do both at the same time? Does it have to be this definitive this or that? It's kind of an interesting dynamic because you have Scorpio, which is all about the extremes. It's very black and white. Interesting. What is this person standing on? What is the foundation? Where are they coming from? Judgment, a change in decision, a reverse order of something. In the upright, I would say you were definitely going back to something in the past. I don't know. In the reverse, I'm wondering if you're... Okay, I think this speaks about clouded judgment. Not trusting your gut, not trusting your intuition. Hearing a calling, but suppressing it. Feeling like you're awakened to some sort of idea and you need to move forward, but there could be some stagnation because maybe it truly is a very big decision. Maybe a lot is on the line here. Maybe people's hearts and feelings are on the line. Maybe people's money and people's sort of material good or their financial stability is on the line here. I'm not totally sure what this is, but again, like with the Jester, this one is very lighthearted. It's not this angsty, that's not the right word, anxiety ridden, like, oh my god, this one or that one. Actually, it looks like there's a merging. You can do both at the same time as long as it doesn't disrupt your internal peace, right? There's almost, this is a Capricorn card, but there's a Libra-esque energy to it in terms of finding inner balance, and also finding it externally to you, finding external balance out in the world of what, your wishes, your desires, and finding it inside yourself as well. It's both. They have to exist together. There is no separation there. Which, okay, so with Scorpio, that's where this comes in. Whether you're dealing with a Scorpio or not, it has to do with sort of the ideas behind it. It's emerging, versus Taurus is more about the self and the individual body. Scorpio is the sign of sex, right? And joint finances. Two wildly different things, but more or less it's the combination. It's the merging, where you can't separate the two anymore. And that's sort of what I'm getting. There might be a slight fear or hesitation. Am I ready to move forward with something where once it's all muddled together, if I wanted to pull out, would I be able to do that? And I don't mean in the sexual sense, Sagittarius. Get your head out of the gutter. All right, here we go. What is the universe maybe wanting Sagittarius to put... it's funny, I'm almost wanting to call you Scorpio. Maybe turn its back to or rely less upon. Something that has definitely served you, but you might be leaning into it too heavily. What is the universe sort of wanting Sagittarius to put on the back burner for now, if anything? Let's see what card comes up. The Five of Cups. Yeah. Things that have been lost. Things that have kept you stuck in sort of a negative or depressed emotional state. Focusing on the negative, right? Choosing to look at life at glass half full or glass half empty. Here you're looking at it half empty. So I think the universe is saying there's absolutely something to be salvaged here. And really interesting that we're talking about like being merging with Scorpio because it is cups. Yes, 3 cups have spilled. There's been loss. There's been grief. That there's been whatever, difficulties, trauma, obstacles. There's been things that really weighed heavily on your heart. But again, finding that balance in life. Not everything is always going to be cheery, happy, positive, optimistic. But within the negative, there's really beautiful opportunities for growth where you can actually choose to see the positives that came out of this too. So some of you may need to release something from your past in order to move forward with whatever this is. And I don't mean to contradict myself, but you have 2 different cards, Judgment and 6 of Cups, coming up that do discuss things of the past. So I'm not saying it's one or the other. For some of you, there's 2 different situations going on here. You might need to release something for your past, specifically a loss of disappointment or a loss of... I'm getting like emotionality. There could have been unrequited love in your past and you might still be holding on to the idea of that versus moving forward with some sort of opportunity where I do like this. I think what I was saying earlier with there's a lot of heartfelt emotions here. It might sort of be concealed on the surface because this person doesn't want to risk appearing overly eager or too vulnerable. But what they have to offer here is a very shiny coin. You can do amazing things with this Ace of Pentacles, but I think the universe is allowing you to make the decision, right? Because you do have free will, right? Don't jump to negative conclusions. Don't bring your past, and I don't mean this in a condescending way, I'm just going to say it very bluntly. Don't bring your past baggage into new opportunities. You don't need to. Because if this is what you're being asked to look away from, I think in some ways the universe is saying, it's okay to heal from this. I mean, we're moving in order when you think about it, right? We have the Five of Cups, bridging the gap, right? Finding relief, finding healing, finding the positive out of a negative situation. Fives are all about chaos and anarchy and change and confusion. Here we found the Six of Cups, the Sun in Scorpio. Something in your storyline or in your narrative in some chapter, you've been illuminated to sort of the darker sides of life. Something that didn't go the way you had hoped or thought. Something you invested a lot of or put emotional investment in. Maybe it didn't work out, or maybe it did, just not in the way you thought. Either way, the Sun in Scorpio, which is this card, it's illuminating the fact that sometimes you got to go to the dark places to find the light. And I think this is where the light resides. So I don't mean to act like this is no big deal, just forget about it, because some of you, this could be a really difficult struggle with depression, right? So I think the universe is acknowledging that, but it's also saying we need to find a way to turn away from that and to move forward with it. It's not about ignoring it. It's not about making it this dirty secret that you have to hide in your closet. No, not at all. With Scorpio, it's about embracing it and working through those emotional extremes, right? Moving through the darkness to find the light. Because that ultimately is what Scorpio is about. Scorpio is the death card, but with that, there's regeneration, there's rebirth. And that's a huge theme right now going on in the universe. Look at you, riding in with confidence and courage. This is a kind of an interesting Six of Wands. I don't know, maybe just the way I read these tarot cards, I can't help because these are based on more like realistic depictions of people. It's not just like, cartoons like, the Rider-Waite deck. Sometimes the facial expressions on these just make me laugh. Like, they're a little bit ridiculous. Like, this person seems like, love that it's on a horse. Very Sagittarian, Six of Wands. It's actually a Leo card, but this guy's face just looks like he's just kind of there, but he doesn't remember how he got there. Like, he seems a little bit lost and confused, or I'm even getting, like, lost in translation, but it's like, well, I guess I'm here, so I may as well make the best of it. You bet your ass, because that's what's coming to you. The Ace of Coins. You have no reason not to be optimistic about this. You had some fives in your past. You had maybe some misguided judgment or things where you maybe were overly willing to consider other people's opinions or influence. The thing is, you're quite literally turning that on its head. You're heeding the call, right? You're moving forward with whatever this is, and like, it might be new and different, and dare I say even a little bit awkward. You may feel like a fish out of water, especially for those who have strong Pisces in their chart, but you're going to move forward with it anyway, and it's a very triumphant card. Lean into your confidence, even if you have to fake it till you make it. I like this. There's a lot of fixed energy. So if things had been up in the air previously, know that with kind of these fixed cards, these sixes, you have Leo and Scorpio energy here too. There's something, it's going to have much more staying power in your life than it had previously. Might be a relationship with someone who has a lot of fixed energy, right? Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, especially Taurus, right? With this kind of golden opportunity surrounded by nature. It's very lush. It's very fertile. It's very abundant. Yeah, for some of you, you may be having talks of family, and some of you may, from this, trial to have a family or whatever that is for you, you may uphold some new title in your life, like mother or father or big brother, or, you know what I mean? Something like that. What else do I have to tell you here? Try to get out of your head in terms of things that have gone wrong, because they're really not doing you any service, right? If they're just weighing you down and making you question yourself. I see a lot of you struggling with self-confidence right now, or almost in a very subconscious way. So not something you're consciously aware of and operating out of this mentality, but some of you have sort of this underlying, do I deserve it type thing, where you may self-sabotage. Like, you hear the calling to move forward with something, but it's like this, oh, I don't deserve it, or I'm not good enough, and for some of you, it's like a repeated pattern that you're not fully aware of. So go deep, be very introspective right now. And it's actually a beautiful combination, though. We have Scorpio and Taurus, which are polar opposites. So yeah, Scorpio is the detective. It wants to penetrate. It wants to go deep. It wants to uncover the dark mysteries and taboos of life. But then I'm almost reading this as Taurus energy, the polar opposite, which is just like, sometimes you can take things at face value. Sometimes life is literally about going outside and sticking your feet in the water or the dirt or the river, or, whatever it is, and appreciating nature just as it is, not needing to be the sort of detective and psychological, analyzing every single part and piece, trying to get a greater, deeper understanding. Sometimes it's about the little things. Sometimes it's just about appreciating things and people the way they are, and seeing opportunities as just that, an opportunity. The negative or the positive doesn't even factor into it. It's what you make of it. And I think a lot of you have the potential to make this a very big, I'm going to say like a very proud moment in your life or in your narrative moving forward. What else do I have to tell you about this, Sag? How am I doing for time? Have I lost you all? We're already 16 minutes in. Best advice or guidance I can give Sag on this Five of Cups: if they're struggling to detach from a disappointment that they've recently gone through, or possibly something in the past that's really kept you down, what is the best advice or guidance I can give Sagittarius about choosing to see the good from it, choosing to see what came of it? And for a lot of you, the good that came from this was in transformation of yourself, transformation of your character, of your identity, of who you are. For some of you, it had to do with setting healthier boundaries. Interesting. The Five of Wands in reverse. So in the upright, as you can see, it's a battle, it's a struggle, it's a push and pull. In the reverse, it's like, find some inner peace about this. Let it be. For a lot of you, I think it's an internal battle. I don't think it's necessarily external. Some of you may have been in a relationship or something at work that was really, really tense. A lot of kind of, warring energy. You can release that. You don't need it. Again, it may have taught you areas in life where you actually need to step up and exert. Is that the word? No, assert your energy more. Yeah, you're being asked to leave fives behind. There's been a lot of, I shouldn't say a lot. There's been trip ups, there's been obstacles, but you're working your way through them, right? You had 2 sixes. Sixes are victories in tarot. That's what you're looking at. This is the dawning of a new day. This person's looking at their balcony, seeing what's in store. It leads to the Three of Wands. Are your ships coming in? Yeah, they are. There's forward movement here. And what is the highest version of this person's destiny here? Let's just say in the coming, weeks or months. What is a good frame of mind or a good reference point to sort of tap into their highest energy here? Oh my God, so many cards. They're all in reverse, so I'm not going to take them all in reverse. Don't operate out of fear. Jupiter is about taking risks. It's about expanding away into unfamiliar territory in relationships. Authentic, real connections. Not relationships that keep you trapped or keep you stuck or that operate out of fear. Well, what happens if I say this? I'm going to avoid it because I don't want to deal with sort of the emotional... I'm almost getting the idea of, what do you call it? Quicksand, right? I don't know. I feel like in the past, someone felt like they couldn't face something head on. They had to dance around it or avoid it, or almost like the idea of having to walk on eggshells about certain things with your person. That's a recipe for disaster. Whether this is romantic or in a job, you have to be able to speak your authentic truth. And I would say move forward with what scares you, right? Because within that, you're going to face some opposition, but it's going to be good because it's going to progress you forward and show you where the areas of growth truly lie, not just for yourself, but in these relationships. You have 2 of Cups. So for those who have been either stuck in a bad relationship or maybe have really felt struggle in their dating life, the wheel is turning in a positive direction, and with that comes really strong partnership or connection. I'm hearing it's refreshing. There's something very nourishing about this cup. It works well with the earth energy of this Ace of Pentacles, right? To get this seed to grow, we need to water it. We need to give it light. We need to nurture it. Yeah, and I'm not sure how all of these pieces relate to one story. Again, I might be picking up on pieces and parts, but for a lot of you, this may have to do with starting a family. Again, a card of bravery, 8 of Cups. What is emotionally void? What is emotionally stagnant? Water needs to always be moving and being refreshed, right? Even though Scorpio is a fixed water sign, we think of the idea of fixity. It stays, maintains, we have to remember a huge part of the Scorpio narrative is the transformation of it, the phoenix from the ashes, right? So it's not just the iceberg that sits there. It changes and transforms into other forms. And something about that is important here. It has to do with this Five of Cups too. Something that was spilled or it just wasn't moving in the direction you thought. Chalk it up to just, it was a lesson. It was a humbling lesson, but if you fight your way through it, you're going to get reward on the other end of it. Don't be afraid to walk away from something. Hold on. I'm wanting to phrase this correctly. Eights are a card of liberation. That's very important. So something that is keeping you stuck, devil energy, don't be afraid to walk away from it. Trust your intuition, right? Go with your gut. She's walking towards that moon, that card of intuition, inspiration, card of Cancerian energy. So maybe some of you have strong Cancer in your chart. And then King of Pentacles. You definitely have Capricorn and Sagittarius energy here. A lot of Taurus energy. Cancer, actually, both these. I'm almost getting the idea of getting your wheel out of a rut. You know, if your wheel gets caught up in the mud, it slows you down for a bit. But it's almost like, again, there's like this silliness of like, well, what are you going to do? Just abandon the car? Of course not. Like you're going to get some help and you're going to dig yourself out of the mud and you're going to move forward, right? Some of you may have jumped to the conclusion of this is it. It's over. It could never be again. I don't think that's true. Some of you may be reviving life into a relationship that sort of lost its zest. I could see that happening here too. And maybe for some of you, you had to walk away to come to some sort of realization what it is you truly wanted and desired in this lifetime. What is nourishing you here? These cups aren't anymore. You have to go and discover something for yourself so that you're good on your own, right? Rather than looking for the person in life as the piece to your missing puzzle, you have to start seeing yourself as the whole puzzle. And anything else is just nice. It's just love. It's just connection. Yeah, some of you may be headed towards an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or possibly a long-standing relationship with one. Again, there might be sort of this idea of legacy and maintaining your status as a committed couple by, you know, whatever, buying a property, settling in the same house, the same land, having children, whatever that is to you. There's some sort of shift into longevity, I guess is an okay word for it. I'm still seeing Leo energy here too, so maybe something with that. Anyway, I feel like I'm rambling at this point. Oop, this card flew out. What is this about? Page of Wands. Children, students, be curious. It is part of your mission in life to gather knowledge. My Sagittarians, mutable fire. You need, like, quite literally, like, where's the fire? You need to be able to spread it, to spread enthusiasm, to spread knowledge, to spread hope and faith that the world is optimistic, that there are good things out there. Even though you've seen some of the uglier sides of life, maybe recently and in your past, you're getting back out there with a new perspective because there's something about this. It could be a relationship awakens you to the fact that there are good things out there. I don't know. This could be someone who kind of helps pull you out of a rut. And I'm not saying that we should be relying on other people to quote unquote save us. That's not what this is about. You may meet someone who has a very practical way of looking at something that you previously thought was this like tragedy or how could I ever recover. This, in a way, this person may actually give you some tough love, but you fall in love with that. Or, I don't know, something about this. The right person, the right job, the right situation is not going to try and snuff out your fire. Just because you may, that fixity energy of, yes, let's establish something long term, doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to live out your sole purpose of, you know, finding that passion and enthusiasm in life. The right person will want to nurture that fire in you and support it, right? So make sure you are sacrificing for the right reasons, but make sure, again, Leo energy, make sure you're not sacrificing your identity and who you are or feeling like you need to merge identities. That's not what Scorpio is about, right? It's transforming into the next chapter, into the next cycle. Wheel of Fortune, there's your positive Jupiter energy. But yeah, there isn't this I'm being held against my will to be the wife or to be the husband or to be the father or mother that I don't want to be. That's up to you. Everybody out there is going to have a different trajectory, but I see things turning in a positive direction. But yeah, you need to remove sort of the negative, toxic thoughts or self-doubt, those types of beliefs. They're not helping you. You may as well be optimistic about this because that's what you're going to get back from the universe. All right, Sag. Can you see all that? Sorry for the glare. That's what I got for you this week. Please remember to like the video, guys. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Share with your friends. If you want to book a personal reading, I would love to do that with you. You can contact me via email. There is a link to my, oh my goodness, my Etsy in the box below. So yeah, we can work out the details if you do want to book a personal reading with me. All right, I'm going to wrap it there because I'm getting tongue-tied. Bye, Sagittarius. See you next time.